Greeting interwebs, it's Jackie K, and welcome for another edition of Pokémon XG Next Gen. I could do some more Mount Battle, and I probably will, but first I'm going to take one attempt at this Battle Bingo board, so I have at least a live commentated first attempt. And we took care of Pidgeot last time. Oh, Pidgeot. That board I kind of just felt like playing but didn't feel like setting up the mic, so I have to post commentate an intro for it as well as over every other attempt, so I'm not repeating that history here. The Dragon card. All strong, but which has the best moves? Yeah, most... Now, was there anything I want to create? Like, I'm kind of only doing this because I feel a little guilty for not doing one for the last Battle Bingo board, but in hindsight, would a post-commentated attempt be better than just trying to do it live? Like, the only thing that I personally find redeeming from these live recordings is my reactions to all the dumb stuff on the board. Let me try to find a starting point, and then maybe we can talk more. I'm gonna guess that Dragonite here is not the one with the strong move. I don't think it'll be as easy to ditch as, say, Pidgeot on the Pidgeot board, which, as a Pidgeot fan, I feel slightly insulted by because the whole gimmick was just ditch Pidgeot as quickly as possible to get other Pokemon. But if there is a Pokemon, but I also get it. I don't even... Problem is, like, I won't really know what to do until I know what's on the board. The only way to know what's on the board is to pick a spot. But I could be screwed the moment I pick a spot. Let's just hop in. You know, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, what if Kyogre was on this board? Wouldn't that be amazing? And... on the fence, but is a Kingdra, part Dragon. With how many Dragon types are on the board, having it'd probably be the one situation where a part Dragon typing would screw me over, because all the other Dragon types that are here, and not really anything, none of the types that I seem to be going up against are really things that are going to get resisted by Dragon, so... See, it seems like flying is the only ditch type here. Every other type has a counter against something, but this is an expert board, so they may specifically try to hide the good Pokemon behind the flying type, specifically to subvert that mindset. I don't know. I just realized I won an EP, so I have to catch whatever I pick next. Well, I also just realized there was only 2 water types on this entire board. Welp. Maybe I should have just picked a Kingdra. Also, this isn't Grand Coliseum or some other mod that changes the types. What's Sceptile doing hiding in the grass panel? I guess we'll find out, because if I don't catch this thing, this board attempt is over, and as fun as that would be, it would definitely work to my advantage. Ugh. They did add subtitles. They did add the Dragon subtitle. I don't know, here's the thing, I'm in this weird camp where I think Mega Sceptile is cool, but I don't know if I really like extending that Dragon subtype to Sceptile itself. Like, it doesn't feel dragon enough to me. It's still a lizard in this state. And the coolest thing about it is just by a mechanical standpoint, because there isn't really a way to have a dragon there isn't many, if any, dragon grass types in all of Pokemon. You know, I'm just gonna catch this thing. I wasn't paying enough attention to what move he used against me, because I was too focused on trying to make sure I didn't botch up the Sceptile rant. There's things in Grand Coliseum that also do the thing where they make controversial type changes. By controversial, I mean I personally don't like them. And it's one of those cases where it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it, but if you were to show me the other starter that had this type change. Also, why did I go into this Salamence with an Aerodactyl? Was what I was going to say before I remembered. Yeah, this was the flying panel. Very nasty trick of just hiding the Salamence in there, because technically it is a flying type. Oh my god, if I actually lose this fight because I missed 3 Stone Edges in a row, there will be some salt to have. You know, another one of those like fan Pokemon type changes that feel like they're pretty regularly accepted by the community, but not by me, is Luxray. Like, everyone says it's a sinister Lynx cat. It deserves to be electric dark. Meanwhile, like, I see, even though it looks a little edgy, I don't see it edgy enough to actually be the quote-unquote evil type. Still a wholesome little being, even in just a little sparky, edgy little lion. I know it's a Sphinx, but it's always been a lion in my heart. Who do I go in with? You know what, sure, this is why I gave you the EP. Let's see if you can do anything. Latios. Not bad, but I gotta remember you're part dragon, so just because you have the dragon move doesn't mean you'll be able to take on the Latios, especially if it has a dragon move in return. Ooh, perfect counter! God, but you know, it is just Thunderbolt. My instinct is like, oh, it's legendary, must catch. But I can't even get it if I wanted to. And Thunderbolt might not be that helpful on the board. There's like 2 flying types, but one of them was also part dragon. What was your move again? Oh, it's not gonna show me, it's just gonna tell me the type. Alright, so the other part flying, let's see what you're about. Of course, there's another dragon flying. Why am I even surprised? Wait. Now that I think more about it, no, I have a freaking Aerodactyl. I was gonna say, has every Pokemon on this board been part dragon? Oh. Guess who got hard countered? Well, this is an awkward situation. I have like a 50-50 shot to save the run or get completely screwed, depending on if I grab a Master Ball or the double EP. Let's go with this one, because I could probably save it. This had an Iron Head, so I could probably save it if I give this to Sceptile. But it requires using my last EP. Cool. That was a Master Ball. You know what? I feel a little cheated. I'm gonna go again right now. And if I don't have too much to talk about, I'll just add things in post. Not again! Freaking again. Come on. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna lose from missing 3 times in a row. You got one more chance. Thank you! That was way too frickin' close. Oh, this is where I needed to zap those for. Frick. Well... Let's either catch it or waste the EP. And... I kinda just want that Master Ball if nothing else. And maybe it would work well against whatever other Dragon Flying type was hiding up in the front. Right now, I just wanted that second Master Ball slot a little earlier on. I don't know if I should really catch 2 different Dragon users, but it worked real well last time. I want to have it this time. The Latios was kind of an accident. We'll see how that kind of shapes up. Alright. So I believe it did Iron Head, so Sceptile should, ironically, easily handle this. Oh, the second Dragonite. I was gonna say, but what other Dragon Flying type could it possibly be besides when I already know Dragonite was somewhere else on the field? But no, it's just there's 2 Dragonites on this battle bingo board. Honestly, I'm not quite sure if that's ever really something that I've had to worry about before. Oh, it's Iron Tail, not Iron Head. You know, for some reason I thought that would go better. You know, the whole steel resistance thing. All's well that ends well. I'll take it, I guess. Wasn't even a crit, so I guess it was just a dumb damage roll. Alright. So, no losses yet, which is a lot more of an improvement. Actually, I'm gonna save the double EP for just a little bit longer. I don't recall if I've attempted this one yet, so I'm not quite sure what flying type could possibly be under here. Oh, good thing I decided to go for Aerodactyl here. I guess Latios would also work. Did they make Charizard a Dragon Flying or Dragon Fire type in this game? For some reason that wouldn't shock me. But we'll never know. Type coverage makes me want to have that, but thinking more about it, not really would do too much on board. So, I mean, it had a dragon move, but that doesn't really tell you too much. Let's see. Actually, if I could save the double EP for an emergency, all the better. I mean, or do I have enough EP to actually clear us this board? You know, we can get some mileage out of this Thunderbolt Latios and actually bringing it against the water type. What could go wrong? I was gonna say, watch it be Swampert, but no, there's kind of a theme going on here with dragon or dragon-like Pokemon on here, so I was feeling pretty confident it would be Swampert, and Gator as a good next bet. That Ice Punch kinda put me in a tight spot though, not gonna lie. If I can get this bingo without claiming that EP, then we're in good shape. Though I should probably take it as a safety net just in case I get caught off guard in that. So going with you. Yeah, as a bingo, so that's like 3 EP to work around with. I guess I give one to everyone just to see And we haven't used Dragonite in a little bit. So let me just see how this goes. You're not pulling any dumb stuff like making you this Pokemon Dragon Fairy just because its Mega form is, right? Son of a gun! That is so little too. I'm kind of just wondering if I could like just outlast, because it did so little damage. Makes me wonder if I could outlast it and just struggle to death, but no, that's too much damage. My god, I can't believe I got screwed over by a freaking Altaria. I can't even be mad at that one because I don't mind it being dragon flying, but unlike some of the other type changes, I can at least get behind it. Let's see, I got 2 left. I'm gonna see if I could try to get some other bingos, because this kind of put me in a tough spot, not gonna lie. I could go for the dragons across the bottom board here, but the problem is like it's Dragon Fairy, not Dragon Flying, so I don't think Altaria will go by, but it's also not that much damage, and what are the odds of me finding any more Dragon Flyings on this board? There's a lot of Dragon Flyings, but Disarming Voice didn't seem like it was that strong. This might be the safer option. Well, I think Aerodactyl might have the best shot out of all the Pokemon I have here, so let's get this over with. I knew catching that Latios would screw me over. Don't mind the fact that I was over my head with insisting on having the subtile. Yeah, see, that was barely anything. It's a little scary because I just remembered a quirk of Stone Edge, which it can miss. I just didn't want to say it out loud because I was concerned that I was just about to jinx myself. Okay, that's fine. I wasted a point, but we got the bingo nevertheless. Man, if I knew Altaria was on the board, that would just steamroll at least like half of everything on here. Oh, go Dragon. And again, just because if I clear this, I get a bingo, and then I get a second bingo immediately afterwards. Latios, won't really know if the subtile or the Latios. Never mind! Both my Pokemon are bad. This would have been... Never mind. I was certain that an Ice Beam Latios would be more useful than a Thunderbolt Latios, but man, not even your defenses could save you from that. Well, we had to deal with a Fairy Dragon. We had to deal with an Ice Dragon, sort of. It can't get any worse than that. Let's just get that bingo. Oh, hey, it's a Flygon. Don't think I could have been more happy to see you if I tried. I think I'm actually gonna do this. I'm actually gonna complete a battle bingo board in live commentary. That's never happened. It's always been in post. Then again, I usually give up at the first attempt, but this doesn't really feel like a second attempt. This just feels like an extension of my first attempt after some BS. I mean, God. My instinct is to try to... do Aerodactyl, but they're gonna be part rock. Be neutral at best. There's no rock dragons, unless they did some weird type changings in this generation. Thunderbolt might be a saving grace. It might just give me some more options to work around with in case Sceptile doesn't work out. Case in point, I'd much rather have Thunderbolt for this than, yep. Unless this Meliclog does Dilly Squad. I hate to lose when I'm this close, but the good news is I'll definitely get 2 EP back if I clear this bingo. And now, of everything I have, Latios does seem like my best option. Because there's no way Aerodactyl wouldn't just get obliterated. And my other 2 Pokemon both have Dragon moves. So, well, you know, Latios, you are actually coming in clutch for once. And even though Latios wouldn't be that great, because it also would wall the ice attacks. So, as long as I just keep calm and don't get any stupid crits, well, we're good to go. I won! Someone... Don't mind me, I'm just about to take my tongue through a press. It's fine. I was trying to think of what would be the equivalent of biting your tongue multiple times, and I was thinking like maybe a printing press or something that just... The more I think about it, though, the more bad it gets. So I'll just do that. Now, who do I want to try to take care of the last rock? That steel kind of was a curveball. So maybe I should give one to Latios just in case. But who would be my next best option? I'm guessing Sceptile, because I think it would have... Yeah, these other two are... Actually, these other 2 are part flying, so unless there's another rock flying on this board... That'd be my next best guess. No, but what if it's like rock ground? No. I can't think of any... like Rhydon. Or you again. Specifically the shiny Trantar that doesn't have the shiny animation. I can't believe I ran into this 2 boards in a row. Now I was thinking about though, you're rock dark, not rock ground. So the Thunderbolt might have been the better option. I guess we'll just see how well you can take a Stone Edge. Then again, I will also be content with taking 0 Stone Edges. That also works for me. Or even just 1 less Stone Edge than normal. I guess it doesn't matter if you take 1 less Stone Edge than normal if 1 less equals doom and death. Whoa, I can't believe it's coming this freaking close to the wire. It's up to you, Latios. I swear, if I lose, I'm not even gonna bother recording it. We've basically cleared the board. It'd be dumb to have to do it all over again now. But you're a legendary Pokemon. Surely you have more bulk than a Sceptile. I don't like that it did less damage, but you should be able to get Stone Edge better than a Sceptile. Not much better. My god, why? crit, 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 crit. I know the whole name of the game is get the super powerful moves, but I already had... Sorry, I had a glimmer of hope when I saw that paralysis proc. I already have the stone edging dragon deity, the stone edge flying dinosaur. Why would you expect me to catch this instead? Well, hope you enjoyed live commentated battle bingo, because that's basically what it boils down to. And for the final attempt. And yeah, if you can tell from when this was uploaded, when I recorded this is not really close to when I uploaded it. Heck, you could say it wasn't even close. Like I said in the episode where I actually began going to the Dark Isles, I felt that the Dark Isles was put on the back burner for way too long, and stuff like this wasn't as important, and could be delayed without much of a consequence. But that first episode of the Dark Isles was kind of in a weird state where I couldn't make it any shorter if I tried without it feeling weird to me, so... And I don't got a lot of time to record right now, trying to squeeze this into a schedule where I was out in the morning and planning on going out later on in the afternoon. So I didn't have time to record more Pokémon XG, and out of all the stuff I had to post-commentate, this seemed to be the shortest to finish, so we'll see when I actually upload it, but this is why I'm recording it when I am at the very least. And don't you worry, I did not forget about the Pidgeot episode. Oh boy, I did not forget about the Pidgeot episode. That's a whole story in itself. So, I did go in order, so Pidgeot episode was recorded first. For some dumb reason, I deleted half of the video files of my initial attempt against the Pidgeot board. Long after I actually confirmed that they were made and saved the game. So I did not have a completed Pidgeot board video, so I'm thinking, that's not a big deal. I'll just do it again. But I never did a Battle Bingo board after completing it the first time, even in the vanilla game. So I completely forgot that it had a whole gimmick where to keep the board fresh, everything would get reshuffled when you try to re-attempt a Battle Bingo board. So a simple task of just... oh, it catches me off guard every time I see a shiny in this mode. I feel like they up the shiny rate just for the shenanigans of it all. Back to getting mad about a bird. I won't spoil the gimmick of the Pidgeot board, but let's just say reshuffling the board makes the gimmick of the Pidgeot board incredibly insufferable. And I have yet to actually record a successful attempt against the Pidgeot board. And I'm debating if it's even worth the effort. I'll just spoil it here now. The reward you get for completing the Pidgeot board is the exact same reward that we're going to get from this board. So yeah, that's why this is getting done first, and the Pidgeot board may be delayed to all indefinitely. But likely will just be one of the more later things that I upload. I just got to sort through all the footage I did record and see what... if I could at least piece together beating every single Pokemon on the board for you all, even if I don't... even if it's impossible for me to actually record being successful at the Battle Bingo board. I can prove that I actually did it because I do have the star on the Pidgeot board, but unfortunately, I don't know if I could actually, like, record a victory proper for all the reasons I explained above. Now that I wasted the majority of this post-commentary talking about a Battle Bingo board besides the one that we're actually doing at the moment, what else is there to talk about? Maybe I can talk a little bit about how much it sucks to be an adult who's a fan of RPGs. because I like a lot of the customization options you get within an RPG, but I rarely pick up any new ones these days because of just how huge of a time commitment they can be. And then you got the games that kind of push the boundaries of what sort of narrative you can tell within the interactive format of a video game, and it feels like a lot of the ones that connect with me the most are RPGs. But maybe that's because the first example that comes to mind are Undertale and Deltarune, which is kind of lucky in hindsight that Undertale so happens to be a short RPG. I get why you rarely see short RPGs these days. When you have an entire world, an entire story to tell, having more time to get to flesh out the characters and the world that they live in is to your advantage. If you get invested into a story, you want it to be as big as possible. I totally get all that. It just kind of makes it hard to get into any new stories. I guess the fact that I've given myself the power to expand the amount of content within the games and series that I already enjoy doesn't help the matter either. But at least something good and constructive comes out of that. Oh, and it's a little off topic, but all this talk about pushing video games as an interactive medium to tell stories that you don't normally have the ability to do so reminded me that I rediscovered Facade within the past couple months. And man, that was a core memory to have unlocked when I had it unlocked. Especially because I had quite a bit of a different experience with the game compared to the rest of the internet. If you didn't already know, I actually went into college for game design for a couple of years. Unfortunately, I didn't really stick with it. I feel like I told this before, but long story short, I learned the industry sucked, programming was always a struggle for me, and those two factors eventually built up to a point where I felt that my education was better spent elsewhere, that I was never gonna work for a game developer, especially after everything I've heard. But yeah, I didn't even know that Facade was a meme on the internet for the longest time. Or at the very least that there was a huge phase where all the big YouTubers were reacting to it and just making it out to be a silly, dumb game or whatever. Because when I was in college, they took Facade seriously in our game design courses. It was used as an example of just how we could use computers and artificial intelligence within NPCs to tell stories that wouldn't be able to be told in other sorts of mediums. All the years of building an entire database just so that no matter how you reacted to the game, no matter what you type, the game would be able to respond to it in some sort of way to keep the overall narrative of the game flowing. And most times, rather than not, actually be able to respond to your reactions in a fairly natural way. I'm noticing that I'm running out of time for the video, and more so, it's been a long time since I've been in college, so my memories on the details of the technical works of Facade are a little vague. But there was a video that I watched recently as I was rediscovering Facade, and that video broke down the game essentially in the same way that our college professors would break down the game while explaining it to us, more or less. Maybe they even used the same video, I don't know, it might have been a pretty old video. Either way, no promises I'll remember to link it, but if I don't include a video card or something to that video in particular, go ahead and leave me a comment. I see my comments. So if you're really curious to see more of what I'm talking about, just leave a comment on the video, and I'll reply to you with the video. I'll even update this video to include that video, if I haven't already. I just think that Facade is unironically a good game to learn more about its development, if you're at any all curious about game design. It was certainly revolutionary for its time, and even today, there's been few if any games that really do what Facade was able to do. So it's not exactly a great game from a traditional sense, but it certainly is one of a kind. Okay, we're about at the end of this video. I'm actually running a little late, but screw it. let me just finish up the commentary. At this point, I might as well just commit to the end of it. Apologies about the sound. I was gonna return you to normal game audio by now, but I noticed in editing and trying to record a voiceover, there was this weird cracklingness in the game audio, so I figured I'd just save your ears. It's nothing you haven't already heard before. See, it's just more of the same Battle Bingo theme. We've heard it so many times for so many other Battle Bingo boards. I don't think you're missing too much not hearing it today. So, what will we get for clearing the board? And what did we get for clearing the pit drop board? Well, EP which translates into Poke Coupons, like per usual, and for the first time we get a rare candy. Don't get me wrong, it's a good thing, it's just a fairly uneventful thing. Anyways, I'm out of footage to share with you all, so I might as well end off the video here. Thank you all for tuning in for this edition of Pokemon XG Next Gen. And since this is kind of like an extra video that I'm throwing wherever, I can't really tell you what the next video is going to be. But I do know this is not the last of Battle Bingo boards. One way or another, we'll be back with more Battle Bingo. Unfortunately. But seriously, take care.